Hello and welcome. Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get the next vlog started since I am actively doing intros at the moment. So yeah, not much going on. It's the next day from when I ended the last vlog. So yeah, basically in the same spot. I'm gonna move them up to the single story today. They haven't had any issues in a couple days. I do wonder because of the timing of it, I do wonder if the girls going through their heat cycle did just calm things down. There's my cat. Hi. Did just calm things down, which can happen with intact females, because at the mark of when everyone for sure had a heat cycle, that's when everyone just kind of settled in. But we'll know when I move them up stage, because if it happens again and the same amount of time passes and they calm down again, then yeah, it's a heat cycle thing. There's also a chance I'll move them up stage and they'll be fine the way they are now. I love how you guys never see my hair at its best. Love that for me. Anywho, so yeah, they're doing good right now. There is a good chance that when I move them up stage, they're going to have to reestablish all their dominant stuff, because that just happens sometimes with more stubborn rats. Obviously, I'm taking you along. I'll update you. We're going to be doing that tonight because I won't be home all day. And moving them up stage, I like to be home for at least a couple of hours after that to make sure that they're not going to, attack each other. And then, yeah, the only other thing going on is I'm still waiting to hear back from the vet about upping Honey's medication to twice a day. So if you hear noise, that is her. She's just got a lot of congestive sound right now. That's part of having heart failure. It's called congestive heart failure for a reason. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'll give you a quick overview of their cage, of the intro cage, I mean, just to kind of catch you guys up from where we were last time, or if you're new around here and have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, so to catch everyone up, I do the carrier method of intros, which means that I put everyone into a small cage, and once they start to cuddle puddle regularly, I then move them up to a slightly larger cage, rinse and repeat until we get to the final stage where it's their main cage, which is that cage. That's their main cage. And once once we get there, I start adding more and more stuff. So I do add stuff in earlier stages. Most people do. So like right now they have a couple of ledges because Foggy has a paralyzed tail. Like she has use of about like 2 inches of her tail, and the rest of it's paralyzed. So her balance isn't the best. So they have a couple of ledges, a space pod, and a hammock. And so when I move them into the single story, I will put a few things in there, again, for Foggy's balance and safety, which some people say you shouldn't do, some people are cool with. I've done this for all my rats that have balance issues or mobility issues, and I've never had a problem with that. Mostly when I have a problem, it's with baskets. My rats are very territorial over baskets. So it's just a risk I have to take for Foggy's safety. But yeah, this is where we are. I'll be moving them up a little later today, and I'll bring you guys along. Guys, this isn't about you. Guys. Kathy?
Sorry, I was just thinking about the Taylor Swift song where she goes, what if, something about, everything's not about me, but what if, so I was thinking about her in that white dress on the Eras tour when she screams it. So I'm not present in the room right now.
Okay.
No wheel for them yet?
No, not yet. I kind of want to see how they do without it. So, Foggy's a little poofy. Nothing bad yet. I did just put him in. Oh, is Sunny a little poofy? She doesn't seem too bad. I hope they can get to that space pod. I think I might need to move it. All right, here.
Am I recording?
Yeah, go.
I dropped my...
Risking it all for the space pod. Honestly,
I just touched my lenses. I just cleaned these. Oh, God.
Okay.
I just cleaned these.
Oh, I hate space Why does it have to be everyone's favorite thing? Okay.
You've got potential escapees down there.
Yeah, I have one on my arm. That's the more concerning one. Back inside. There we go. Okay, everyone inside. 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 Okay. I'm closing you in. I'm closing you in. Go. I swear to God, Ursula. Sunny. Okay. I still don't know if they can get to that space pod.
Well, we'll see.
Try to move it closer to the hammock. I can nudge it back too if necessary. Anywho, as you can see, I put them in to the next stage. So far nothing, but it's been literally minutes. Hey, go up there and show me if you can get into the space pod. See, I feel like the space pod was integral in this intro. It really helped. They were all get into the space pod and cuddle.
Do you need to put their water thing back in there?
There's nothing in that yet. They need suppies later, so I just kept it out so that I wouldn't have to keep going in and out. Foggy is definitely a little poopy, but she's not the concerning one necessarily. No, you're a poof ball.
Do you want to tell everyone about Dead by Daylight?
What about it?
I don't know.
You can talk about that by Daylight if you want.
Do you want to talk about how I just smudged my glasses, even though I cleaned them last night?
You got this, Foggy. You can do it, baby. It's okay, baby. I know. Everything kind
Oh,
of
she's in the space pod.
Oh, good. They can get into it. That's all I care about. I am concerned I'll have to add a little bit more for Foggy just because, as I mentioned before, her mobility isn't perfect. Which is why I'm not too concerned about her right now. She could just be irritated by a lot of things, including her mobility. Okay, good. If the little ones can get into the space pod, the big ones can. It's okay, Foggy. Oh, Sunny? No? Okay. Sunny seems fine though, and she's the concerning one. She's the one that has been starting all the fights. Her and Thistle. Anyway, I'll update you guys again in a little bit with how we're going, see how Foggy's doing. I'm hoping that I try to put things high enough that they'd still get like a little bit of their energy out, but low enough that Foggy could actually use them, but she just has a lot of issues, unfortunately.
Do you want to zoom? Do you want to zoom on them?
Do it. If she doesn't get into the hammock on her own, which I do think she will, but if she doesn't, I'll move her up there later.
The hammock or the space pod?
Either. Oh, you got it. You can kind of see how bad her tail is right there, too. There you go. Good girl. And now she seems a little bit calmer now that she managed to do that as well. There you go,
God,
baby.
Just hanging out of space pod. Oh my god. It's so funny when they do that.
Are we all happy? I know I have to feed you. That's what Baker wants. Baker wants dinner.
Throw this plate away last night.
Alright, I'm ending this clip. It's gone on too long. Alright, I just finished setting this up to upgrade the group into tomorrow. Based on where they are right now, I do feel like this is an appropriate upgrade, so hopefully it'll go well. I did have to add fall breakers and stuff for Foggy. Personally, I never add my rats into the double without at least some fall breakers because I'm paranoid and I don't want them to fall from there all the way there. Or worse, there, hit that, and then go all the way down. I'm not willing to risk it. So yeah, I'll be updating you guys with that tomorrow when I put them in here. Hopefully all goes well. They haven't had any issues since they were in the preview. I do feel like there was a combination of things going on that was causing the issues in the smaller cages. One of which being the babies really needed more space to get their energy out. They were not happy in the smaller cages. And the other being the babies all needed to go through a heat cycle. And I think once those two things happened, once they had a little bit more space And once they had gone through a heat cycle, they calmed down a lot. And then Sunny calmed down a lot too because she was more familiar with them after the heat cycle. I know it sounds weird, but sometimes with female rats, it just makes all the difference. So it's been about 4 days with absolutely no scuffles. Playing, but no scuffles. So hopefully when they're in here, that will continue. I did a second wash of everything in here with vinegar and Dawn dish soap. So it smells strong right now. But that is okay. And then they still actually have a lot of stuff to go back in here. So the bamboo bridge is going to go in here that they currently have, their space pod, and then everything over here, all of that will be added as we go along. So yeah, I will update you soon. Oh dear. Honey's been on her 2 times a day dose for about 3 days now, and I'm not noticing any change, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe she also has a URI. I don't know. I feel like if the 2 times a day was going to do anything, I would have done something by now. But we'll see. I might try, see if I can try her on some antibiotics. See if that helps. But like, yeah. I can just hear her making noise now. You guys probably can't because it's kind of quiet. But yeah, I wish that I had better answers for Honey. She's old, but she's still good. Like, you know, she's still happy. She's got a good quality of life. And I'm just worried that if I can't figure out exactly why she's making noise and take care of it, that's not going to stay the case. But, you know, anywho, we're focusing on the intro babies for this clip. So as you can see, there's Ursula right there on the bamboo bridge. And then Kelpie's at the top trying to get into the space pod with Baker and Thistle. And there's Sunny. And I don't know where Foggy went. Oh, Foggy's on the middle shelf. Okay. So here is where we are for our intros at the moment. They've been in here for about a little over 20 minutes. So Thistle got scared and went to the space pod and hasn't come back out. But everyone else has done a thorough explore of the cage. I have seen no concerning behaviors other than Thistle's, like, fear. I would like her to run around a little bit so I could see her interacting with everybody, but everyone else is doing good. It's kind of weird seeing the babies in here because I was just so convinced that they'd be in the other cage. But yeah, so far we're okay. I can't wait for the babies to realize what the wheel is and run on it because I think this one right here, Kelpie, I think she's going to go ham on the wheel once she realizes what it can do because she is all energy all the time. So hopefully all that will happen. And hopefully Thistle, she's right here, my poor Thistle baby. Hopefully she'll calm down enough to want to do an explore later. Baker's in there with her, and I think is Ursula now in there with her too? Because, yeah, the tail in the back isn't Baker's, and I think I saw her face. There's Baker. He might be leaving. He doesn't like being crowded. Poor fella. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Hopefully it continues to go well. I'll update you again either tomorrow or maybe later tonight, because if it continues to go this well, I'll probably put one of these things in there, or maybe the hammock I keep at the bottom for when they need to get away from everyone else. Like, there's a lot of places in a cage that a rat will sleep. So not every hammock in this cage is meant for sleep, but you know, it is what it is. Like, I have the hammock in the middle right there, and that's a fall breaker. And then this one here is also a fall breaker. And the thing with fall breakers is they're also fleece a lot of the time, and they will just sleep on them even if you put holes in them so that they don't. Rats are rats. They do rat things. But yeah, here's where we are. We're doing pretty good. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it as of right now. Hey, baby. I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to talk about Fifey a bit. Now, as you can see, she's looking pretty good, especially for a rat that's nearly 2 years and 7 months old. But she does have something going on. I don't know what. The working theory is maybe she had a small stroke, because she just sometimes is a little bit off. She doesn't have the same balance she used to have or the same strength in her back legs. And I don't think it's HLD because she still has full function of her tail. My biggest concern is that she has like early signs of a pituitary tumor, but it could just be age as well. She's very old, but I feel like something neurological might be going on. I just don't know for sure. But as you can see, she still has function of her tail, so it's not HLD in all likelihood. I don't know. And like, as you can see, she's standing really well right there, but like, she doesn't have like, it's really hard to explain. She doesn't stand quite right. She doesn't seem to have full function of her back legs. It happened very quickly, which would lend credence to the theory that maybe she had a small stroke. Hi, honey. Oh, there's honey. You can kind of hear her. Yeah. Hi, honey. Hi. She's definitely doing better on the twice a day. I think I'm going to continue the twice a day. Just because I think that's what she needs. I'll talk to the vet and make sure they're cool with it, because I think she just needs a little bit more help draining the fluid around her heart. But yeah, these are, well, last two grannies. Yeah, hi. Hi. So yeah, there's just something going on with her. I don't know what it is exactly. My biggest concern would be a pituitary tumor, because there's just nothing I can do about that. I can get her cabergoline, but like, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll do anything. Especially at her age. She's so old, guys. I probably would try, just because honey is still going okay, and until her heart really starts to give out, I don't necessarily want to put her to sleep too, so I'd probably try. And the fact of the matter is, at this age, I am going to probably almost certainly be saying goodbye to them on the same day. The only thing that would prevent that is if one passed at home, because I wouldn't necessarily be able to get the other one in to the vet. So, yeah, that's where we are with these guys. You know, it's a privilege to have rats that make it to such an old age. Hi, baby. Thank you. But it does just mean that sometimes when things go wrong, it kind of happens suddenly. And sometimes it doesn't really always make a lot of sense. Just because, like, again, super old. In fact, her and Honey, if they make it another month or so, or actually another 3 weeks, they'll be my oldest intact females, because the oldest one I had before was a rat named Braz, and she only made it to roughly 2 years and 7 months old, but I'm not entirely sure how old she for sure was, because she was a pet store rat. But yes, very old, very pretty. All right, we are... Sorry, I just saw Sunny shove one of the babies out of the way to forward Ginger toy. Anyway, we have everything in their cage. Intros are... I never declare them done until at least a few weeks have passed. But we're on, like, final stage intros where I'm just seeing if they can, you know, keep doing good for the foreseeable future. So yeah, provided that it continues to go as well as it has been going, the curse on this cage has been broken, hopefully, because I had a successful intro where no one died. If you don't know the history of that, I suggest you watch my intro video from like June or July, I can't remember. But basically, I had a rat who had like a respiratory and heart condition, and he passed away during intros. But yeah, the curse on this cage has been lifted. And we have a successful intro, which I'm very happy about, because that means Sunny and Foggy are good for the rest of their life. I never have to do intros with them again. I'll probably end up having to do intros with Baker again, but he's pretty good with them. He's a very patient boy. Poor little fella. He's feeling a little left out. I'm trying to make sure he gets a lot of attention. But yeah, he's patient. Foggy's patient. Sunny isn't, but that's okay. And now an update for over here. So here we have Fife. Unfortunately, I am 90% sure it's a pituitary tumor. She hasn't had any obvious symptoms, but it's just like sometimes when I hand her a treat, she like hugs it to her mouth as opposed to holding it with her hands. So I do have an appointment for her on Monday, just to establish what I think is going on, so that when she starts having more obvious symptoms, I'll be able to go get the medicine I need, and we can get the ball rolling on possibly getting some cabergoline. And then Honey here is also going in because she is still making noise. And I don't know if we need to I don't know what we need to do, basically. I don't know if we need to add a medication. I don't know if we need to, like, up again how much diuretic she's getting a day. I don't know. I just need to figure that out. Now, at this point, with their ages, you know, they're not going to be here for the rest of the year. And I know that because they both have health problems, especially Fifey here if it is a pituitary tumor, which I'm pretty sure it is. And I know she looks good and stuff, but, like, I've been doing this a long time. I usually catch pituitary tumors pretty early on. Sometimes you don't have the chance to catch them early on. Sometimes they just happen. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a pituitary tumor. And then Honey here with her heart failure. Hopefully I'll be able to get them both stabilized. But if not, you know, they are 2 years and 7 months old. And that's pretty dang good. So I'm just trying to stay optimistic, but also realistic with their ages and stuff. Because that's one of the hardest things. And it's like, I loved this group so much. And it's going to really suck not being able to have babies to roll over with them so that I can keep that group going and keep, like, the certain things about that group. Because, like, when you have a rolling group, I talked about it briefly, but, like, my oldest rolling group is this group because it dates back to my rats, Willow and Walsey. And honestly, their legacy is just, like, being difficult. Every rat that's been in this cage has been difficult in their own way. And then I have my group in the living room that dates back to Wookiee, and their legacy is food motivation. They go ham for food. And I like that. I like seeing what carries on to the next. The babies are so annoying. I love them to death, but they are. Ursula's the least annoying too. But anyway, it's fun seeing what group dynamics roll over into the next generation, essentially. Hi, baby. And I'm not going to get that with this group, and that does suck, honestly, but it is my own fault for getting 7 rats at the same time. I did not expect them to live this long. I expected I'd be able to do intros and stuff. But yeah, they just lived so long and had so many health issues that made intros not possible. But I'm going to stay positive. I'm hoping to get some more time out of these guys, but realistically, they're very old. They are very, very old. A lot of rats don't even make it to 2, and they're well on their way to 3. And they're not going to, I don't have any hope that the 2 of them will make it to 3, but I'm hoping that maybe for another month or so, the 2 of them are my oldest intact females. So just like them to hold on a little bit longer, but we'll see. But yeah, I will update you after that appointment, and that'll probably be the end of this vlog. I think it's kind of running a little long. So yeah, we'll do that. You know, I knew as I was saying the words that the curse was lifted that I was making a mistake. So yeah, it's almost comical, honestly, how as soon as I finished the last clip, and I mean like within 3 minutes, things went to shit. So basically Kelpie, who's back in the back eating, got into a fight with Sunny, and hi Ursula, hi baby. And I broke that up, and no one was hurt, and I just kind of decided to wait and see. That's not them. That's my group of 5 fighting over probably like a carrot or something. Anywho, and I broke it up, and then I decided to just kind of sit back and see how they did, and everything kind of settled in, and Kelpie went and cuddled with Sunny. So I thought, okay, maybe it was just like a bad moment. And then after meds, she got into another fight, and I couldn't tell what happened necessarily because it was just so quick. She was on the middle tray. And a squeak broke out, and I rushed over to see Sunny running out and her pinning Ursula. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know what happened there. She might have misdirected her aggression towards Sunny onto Ursula, which I do think is what happened. And so I decided to wait a little bit more. And then this morning at 5 in the morning, she got into a massive fight with Foggy. So Foggy has cuts on her stomach and on her shoulder, and she was just completely shut down. It was a lot of trauma for her, and she just shut down completely. So I have decided to separate them. Kelpie does have a UTI, which might be causing some of this behavior, but I've decided to go ahead and spay her as well because I am not a fan of how she's acting. And I decided to just go ahead and get them in here, which admittedly this cage is not my best work. There's a green basket in the back, and then it's not my best work. I just threw it together, but I needed something quickly. So I decided to go ahead and separate Kelpie, and after debating for about an hour, I decided to go ahead and move her sisters in with her as well, so that no one had to be alone, because Foggy was so shut down. She wouldn't leave her space pod. She wasn't responding to anything. She was just so sad and scared, and I just decided to separate the two groups until Kelpie could be spayed. So that is going to be how we finish this off for the time being. I will consider trying this again once Kelpie has been spayed. It really depends on how everyone else is going, or how everyone else is doing. I mean, I'm not thrilled with that for a lot of reasons, not the least of which being having to start intros again means starting from the beginning. So that's like from the green cage to the blue cage to the preview to the single story to the double story. It's like the whole shebang all over again. Now I do think it probably is at least partially hormonal based on some of her other behaviors. So the UTI might be causing some of the behavior, but it's not causing all of it. I will fill out this cage, by the way. I'm really not happy with how it looks. I'll fix it at some other point. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we're on, because they were doing pretty good. They hadn't had any fights for over a week, and then all of a sudden it just devolved. So I don't know how the weather girls will be doing by the time I can do intros again, which will be, I don't know when she's going to be getting spayed, but it's going to have to be, 2 weeks of recovery and then another 2 weeks to make sure her hormones calm down. And then there's the fact that Thistle might also have issues. I don't think so, because she was getting along with them great. But ultimately I decided to separate them just so that Kelpie didn't have to be alone. Now, if she does turn on her sisters, which is a possibility, I will try to move them back in with the weather girls and Baker, depending on how long it's been, but we'll just have to see. They've been separated for about an hour, and Foggy has finally realized they're not in there, and she's starting to act like herself again. So I am hesitant to move them back in there for the time being, just because Foggy was doing so poorly. But yeah, this is where we're at. This kind of thing just happens. It's part of owning rats. It is very frustrating for me. It is my least favorite part of owning rats. Believe it or not, I can handle the short lifespan. I can handle the medical issues, but the aggression issues are what really, really gets me. And they almost never direct it at me. Like, Kelpie's been giving me kisses. She's been loving up on me so much. It's always at other rats, and that's the frustrating bit. So, like, I am back to having 5 groups when I was going to be down to 3 groups, and I was really happy with that. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. Now, if I can't get everyone together, I will try the 3 of them with my group of 5, because ultimately I do want 3 groups. All right, here they are. Oh, you're good, Foggy. You can do it. There you go. There you go. I'm going to replace that hammock with the fall breaker that I had taken out just because it smelled like them. There you go, Foggy. Yeah, so she's feeling a little bit better. I think after a couple of days, she'll bounce back fully. Same with Sunny. And honestly, Baker was kind of acting funny too. I think they just weren't quite happy because the gravies were just way too much for them, which is unfortunate. But I do think they'll bounce back. I'll keep an eye on Foggy's wounds, and hopefully they will do okay. But yeah, we'll just have to see how the spaying goes, and like if that fixes the hormonal changes. Oh yeah, does it feel good? Is it nice being by yourself? Yeah. You like your old ladies? Because you're an old man now? Babies are too much. So I'll probably pick up the next vlog. Foggy's down in the Dr. Pepper box. So I'll probably pick up the next vlog with the vet appointment for Fifey and Honey. I am back to not knowing for sure what's going on with Fifey. She's just so up and down. It is very strange. I am very worried. I'm worried that there's something internally going on that I just can't see and fix. But yeah, I'm not going to do a rat roundup for this vlog just because you kind of know where everyone is at the moment anyway. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video for all its ups and downs. If you did, you know what to do, all the fun stuff down below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!